Welcome to Garvey Manor and Our Lady of the Alleghenies residence in Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. I'm Sister Jo Gaman, the administrator, and would like to have you take a tour of our facility today. Garvey Manor is located in the borough of Hollidaysburg in Blair County. We've been in existence for 50 years. In fact, this year is our 50th anniversary. Garvey Manor is a Catholic healthcare long-term care facility designated a continuing care retirement community. We're sponsored by the Diocese of Altoona-Johnstown and the Carmelite Sisters for the Aged and Infirm. As a continuing care retirement community, we have a nursing home with 132 residents. We have the capacity for 54 residents in our personal care home, which is designated Our Lady of the Alleghenies residence. And we have independent apartments in Our Lady of the Alleghenies residence as well. In the early 1960s, Bishop John Carroll McCormick, here in the Diocese of Altoona-Johnstown, identified the need to have a Catholic long-term care facility for the elderly. It was his vision to have a facility where the residents would be cared for with the utmost care in a home-like environment where the residents would feel they were loved and still connected to the diocese. So through his efforts, Garvey Manor was established. Bishop McCormick had heard about the Carmelite Sisters for the Aged and Infirm, who were ministering at that time in a home in Philadelphia, his native residence. And he invited Mother Angeline Teresa, the foundress of the Carmelite Sisters, to bring the sisters to Altoona to minister and provide their mission and philosophy in the home named Garvey Manor, named for the first bishop of the diocese, Eugene A. Garvey. Garvey Manor was built and opened in 1965 as a nursing home. And through the years, through the past 50 years, the care and services that have been rendered by the Carmelite Sisters and their staff have provided care and services for the elderly, not only Catholic, but for residents of all faiths. Through the years, there were many changes that were made to upgrade the facility and to provide for the ongoing needs of the residents. And in the late 1990s, it was identified that the building, which was a very medical model, really wasn't meeting the needs of the residents any longer. There were small private rooms, very little room for privacy, very little room for activities or visiting with families and friends. So through the board of directors' decision, an entirely new complex was envisioned. And in 2001, construction started on the present Garvey Manor that we are in now. Our current facility was opened in 2003 and provides a very residential environment for our residents, even if they're in skilled nursing care, if they're in the care in our dementia unit, or if they're in the personal care, which is assisting them in their independence, or in our independent apartments. We have a 165,000 square foot complex, and as I said, it's very residential in nature, as you'll see as we move throughout the home.
Hi, and welcome to the Marian Center. I'm Beth McAlpin, the Marian Center Director. The Marian Center is our dementia unit here at Garvey Manor. There are 2 units to the Marian Center. Each unit has 18 residents. The benefit of the Marian Center is that it provides a supportive environment, structured activity program, a secure unit, and a smaller setting. We have found this to be very beneficial for the residents who have dementia. The structured activity program engages the resident throughout the day, which helps relieve anxieties and gives them self-worth. The secure unit allows the resident who may wander or just want to explore their environment the ability to do so in a safe environment. In the smaller setting gives the resident a sense of security so that they can feel safe in their environment and less overstimulating. So if you want to follow me, I can show you around. Here we have our dining room. The residents are able to stay in their environment and have their meals here rather than leave and have to return to the unit, which could cause more distress for them. So they are able to engage in a home-style setting for their dining experience. One of the things we've incorporated into the Marian Center is our cockatiel buddy. The residents love engaging with him, and as you can see, he likes it as well.
What? I like Patty.
Is he bad?
He really is bad. He's a pretty bird.
As I have mentioned before, the structured activity program gives the residents something to do throughout the day to engage them, to give them a feeling of self-worth. The activities include cognitive, physical, psychosocial, sensory.
No, she's talking to the camera.
They really enjoy the exercise in the morning to start their day off, and as we proceed through the day, we have musical activities which they enjoy as well. One component of our Marian Center that we are very fortunate to have is our courtyard. The residents are able to come outside, enjoy the environment, get some fresh air, but yet be in a safe environment. As you can see, it's enclosed, so they are able to explore out here and enjoy nature in a safe environment. We also are very fortunate to have a swing out here, which is called the Whisper Glide. Our residents are able to enjoy swinging, which it has been proven with residents with dementia that the rocking sensation can help ease and calm a resident. Residents who are in a wheelchair are also able to access this swing. We often hold picnics throughout the summertime on the Marian Center courtyard with various themes. The residents really enjoy that. They seem to come to life being in the outdoors with a change in scenery and change in environment. As you can see, we're very proud of our dementia unit. There are several things here that just make the quality of life better for our residents. For example, we have a lot of artwork throughout the unit that are used as cues for residents to help them find their rooms, locate where they are on the unit, as well as it is a tactile sensory stimulation. We have the curios beside the rooms. They not only display to us who the resident was, what's important to them, but it also cues the resident to locate their own room. Dementia care has increased throughout the years, and as dementia progresses and becomes more common, we find that we are having more and more residents who are admitted with a diagnosis of dementia. Not all our residents in Garvey Manor have a diagnosis of dementia, but the population is very large with that diagnosis. One thing that we have found is that our Marian Center has helped us to provide a good quality of life for our residents, reduce anxieties, behaviors, as well as even help us to reach our goal in reducing the use of antipsychotics in the dementia population.
Hi, my name's Barbara Howman. I'm the Activities Director here at Garvey Manor Nursing Home. And it's my pleasure to show you the Serenity Room here on the Marian Center, which we were fortunate in 2010 to receive an award in excellence and quality of care that allowed us to purchase the equipment for our multi-sensory environment. Our multi-sensory environment gives us the opportunity to bring residents to the room to engage their senses, such as touch, seeing, hearing, and smell. Since we live through our senses, most of our residents benefit from bringing them to the environment for the additional sensory interaction. Certainly, we bring residents to the room to engage their senses, to calm them down when they need times that they might need a calmer environment. And we also bring residents to the room when they need additional stimulation to wake them up. This here bubble tube is part of our sensory room here, and residents can pick a different color. Father, are you able to choose a color there?
Yes, but this one looks like brown.
Press it once. I think it's red.
It is red, but...
Press it for me. All right. And then see the lights up there, Father?
Yeah.
So the sensory tube lets us do that. This is also our tactile wall here, which residents can touch and feel the board, and it lights up. Okay. And one of our favorite things in the room is the waterfall here. You can see all the different colors. Can you hold on to that, Maxine? Do you like this? Do you think it's pretty? And definitely we found that residents do benefit from coming to the multi-sensory room for a change of environment. So we're very glad to have it on our specialized unit here on the Marian Center.
Mother Angeline Teresa, the founders of our congregation, started in 1929. Her charism and her vision for the care of the elderly was to clasp the hand of an aged person and give meaning to the autumn of their life. The quilt that you see was created by a dementia support group of our residents' families. They took the words that sometimes are very associated with dementia care: frightened, lonely, confused, worried, uncertain, and dependent, on the outside of the quilt, and then put on the inside those things that Garvey Manor provides: validation, security, happiness, and compassion, to clasp the hand of an aged person and give meaning to the autumn of life. The Carmelite Sisters for the Aged and Infirm were started in New York City in 1929. Over the years, we have progressed and we have developed many of the long-term care programs and philosophies that are now mandated in long-term care throughout the country. Mother Angeline was a great visionary. She felt that the care of the elderly was primary, and that's the only ministry that we're involved with right now. Part of our ministry certainly involves our staff. Our staff are integral to everything that we do. And as a total care for our residents, very holistic in nature, we have great involvement with our residents' families. Today we have Marianne Bell, whose mother Kitty is with us here at Garvey Manor. Marianne, why don't you tell us a little bit about your involvement in Garvey Manor over the years?
I actually started volunteering at Garvey 50 years ago when we were celebrating our 50th anniversary. I started out of my sophomore year in high school with two other friends that I went to school with, and we started on the 3rd floor, which I used to be able to help the residents, take them down to maybe to dinner, or just sit there and talk with them and help them with their activities that they used to do. After I kind of graduated from high school, I kind of got away from that. Being in the working world, I didn't really come out to volunteer as much as I would like to. Several years ago, a very good friend of mine, Monsignor Panza, came to reside at Garvey Manor, Our Lady of the Alleghenies. And from then on, I kind of got interested in helping and visiting the residents here. About 2 years ago, 2 years in October, my mom came to Garvey Manor, and then I really started to get involved, helping with the residents, taking them down to their festivities that they would have in Carmel Hall, helping my mom to eat. And I really ended up having a second family with the people here at Garvey Manor.
What has the care of Garvey Manor for your mom meant to you?
A lot. I used to think that I was the only one that could care for my mom. I would try to have people come in to stay with Mom, and she didn't like that. It was me or nothing. And even when my sister would come to visit, Mom wanted the 3 of us girls to be together. And it just got to the fact that I could not take care of my mom. And I came here, and they welcomed Mom with open arms, and I really found out that I couldn't take care of my mom, and so the care that Mom gets is absolutely fantastic. And now I know that Mom wasn't getting care when she was at home, that she really gets excellent care here at Garvey.
How do you perceive your mom moving forward in her plight with dementia?
That's tough. You think that your parents especially are always going to get better. They're always going to be there for you. And Mom is not always going to be there for me. Mom is now really regressing, and she's a little girl, and she doesn't recognize who I am, which is really tough. But I know that the care that Mom gets here at Garvey is the best care ever, and I know that they're going to take care of her to the end.
thank you, Marianne, and thank you for volunteering. We have over 100 volunteers at Garvey Manor, and that's part of our ministry as well, that extension that the volunteers provide. And thank you for not only being a family member, but also for being a volunteer.
Thank you very much, Sister. I appreciate it.
Engaging the residents in a variety of activities really enhances the quality of their life. Looking at things that they did in their past life when they were living at home, being homemakers, certainly connects them to the past and gives them that feeling of still productivity, not only social activities. Our residents love to do things like baking. As you can see, they're husking the corn today. In our one of our family rooms, a very residential environment where the residents can engage with their families, with each other, and have an opportunity to do a variety of different activities. We know that many of our residents who do not have levels of dementia can interact with residents who have dementia in a very positive manner. We don't separate our residents who have dementia in some of the activities when they're able to participate, and it really improves the quality of everybody's life. Being a small, closed community here, many of our residents have gone through school with each other. They engaged with each other socially when they were in their own homes. Perhaps their husbands worked together or they worked together. Many of our residents are veterans. And it's a wonderful environment where there's connection not only in the present, but there's connection to the past. Garvey Manor and Our Lady of the Alleghenies certainly has many family members who are repeats. We have some residents now whose mother and father were residents or grandparents were residents. We have several spouses. Some of our spouses are in the nursing home and the others might be in Our Lady of the Alleghenies, or we have some spouses who share rooms together. All of our rooms are private rooms in the nursing home except for 3. Our 3 double rooms are intended for spouses or siblings who are able to stay together. One of the single most important things for the residents are their individual rooms. We try and assure that the rooms are as home-like as possible. As was mentioned in the Marion Center, we have the curio cabinets where the residents can display things from their past or things that are important to them. It gives a personal identity to their room. We also encourage the residents and their families to decorate their rooms so that they don't look like a nursing home, that it's cold and sterile, but they can bring in pieces of furniture. We do have requirements, of course, because of the Department of Health code, but we're able to have the residents personalize their rooms so that they really feel comfortable. The medical care that's given at Garvey Manor is skilled nursing care. We have many residents who come to us directly from the hospital because they're in need of acute rehabilitation or they have a medical condition that requires 24-hour care. And we're able to provide that through our professional staff and certainly through our certified nursing assistants. Many residents, because of their age and infirmity, have to be in a long-term care facility for a long term. We've had residents who have lived with us for up to 30 years because of their medical conditions requiring their care. The medical care that's given at Garvey Manor as a skilled care facility is dependent on the individual resident's needs. Some residents come to us directly from the hospital because of acute care needs, and they're able to rehabilitate through our therapy department, many times to return to their own homes. Many people who have long-term needs, who have ongoing medical conditions, require 24-hour care that is not as well suited in their own homes or in the community. Many residents have been with us 20 to 30 years because of their ongoing needs, and because of the quality of our care, we're able to provide holistically for all their different conditions. Each resident has their own physician. We have a medical director who directs our care, and our nursing staff, the professional nursing staff, social workers, dietitian, and especially our certified nursing assistants who render the one-on-one direct personal care are an integral part of what we have in our care here at Garvey Manor. Our goal is to always strive for excellence. Our mission is to promote and provide personal and professional quality of care in an atmosphere which reflects Christ's compassion, love, and concern for the elderly. We do this through all the departments of the home in our shared commitment with our staff that this is not just a job for them, this is truly a ministry. Mealtime is very important for our residents, and certainly having nutritious meals that are tasty and served in a pleasant environment is an important part of their day. Here in the dining room at Our Lady of the Alleghenies residence, our residents are able to interact with each other as they're being served by the staff. Mary Jane, how is your dinner today?
Very good, and it's always good.
I'm glad.
All the food is delicious.
Wonderful. That's what we like to hear. Many times the residents are able to participate in meal planning, and they offer suggestions for menu items and have even submitted recipes that we use for the desserts especially, something that is tasty and much to their liking.
The desserts are super.
Good. Part of our history is our location. When Bishop McCormick decided to build Garvey Manor, he purchased 18 acres of land that belonged to John Kazmaier in rural Hollidaysburg, which is right outside of Altoona. He built his mansion as an elk lodge and his summer residence. Elk were once indigenous to this area and roamed through the area. And Mr. Kazmaier, being very committed to the elk, had 2 statues like the one you're seeing cast and brought to his property, one on each side of the driveway to welcome visitors. This elk, which was made sometime between 1906 and 1908, has stood on the property for well over 100 years, regally welcoming everybody who comes to Garvey Manor and Our Lady of the Alleghenies. The outside of the facility is very important for us. Residents love to engage in activities, to be out in the sun or in the shade, to participate in family visits, to just enjoy nature. We try and make sure that our grounds are well maintained, that there's something appealing for the residents to see no matter where they're going outside. We have several courtyards, a large front porch that many of the residents can visit. We have activities out there, even concerts or dances. The opportunity for the residents to be out during all the seasons of the year. When Mr. Kazmaier built his estate, he built a large mansion. It was known as Villa Kazmaier. When the property was purchased, the villa became the convent for the sisters and remains the convent even to this day. The diocese had on their property, located just next to Garvey Manor, the Child Care Center, which is now the administration offices for the diocese. The Carmelite Sisters have 14 homes right now. The sponsorship of Garvey Manor is the Diocese of Altoona-Johnstown and the Carmelite Sisters. In the other homes where the sisters are in ministry, the character of each facility is different based on the location. Some are in more urban settings with large multi-level facilities to meet the residents' need. Some are very small facilities in more residential areas. The character really depends on the location and is unique to each of the homes. We feel our 14 acres of property are beautiful, and we like to capture as much as we can in providing for residents to enjoy the outdoors. A very important part of our facility is our chapel. St. Joseph Chapel, located right in the main lobby of the facility, offers a place of prayer, solitude for the residents, the visitors, the staff, the sisters. We're blessed to be able to have Mass daily in our chapel, as well as Eucharistic adoration. The residents gather for the rosary, or as I said, they can take time in personal prayer and reflection. As a Catholic facility, about 85% of our residents are Catholic. We also address in part of our pastoral care the spiritual needs of our non-Catholic residents. We have ecumenical services for them several times a month, Bible study, and invite ministers of all faith to come in. Part of our heritage in the chapel is the fact that when we closed our old building in 2003, we were able to move our beautiful stained glass windows to our new chapel. The stained glass windows depict titles of our Blessed Mother from the Litany of Loretto, the Queen of Peace, the Mother of Christ, Our Lady of the Rosary, are a couple of the very beautiful windows that we have as part of our heritage in the chapel. Pastoral care and services throughout the residence stay is part of our ministry and a very important part. Many of our residents stay with us throughout life, and many of our residents die right here in this, their home, where we are able to pray with them at the time of their dying, to minister to their families, and to provide for their spiritual needs throughout any of the crises of their lives, as well as through the good times of their life. The chapel is a place of joy and celebration, peace and solitude.
Hi, welcome to Our Lady of the Alleghenies at Garvey Manor. My name is Linda Sell. I'm the director of the facility. And I think the nicest thing about coming into our facility is being greeted by Our Lady of the Alleghenies herself. The facility was named after our mother, Mary, and she is depicted in this picture in pioneer garb, which represents the time period when Prince and priest Demetrius Gallitzin brought Catholicism into the area, and he then later created Loretto, which was named after Mary, and it was the beginning of the Catholic religion here in this area. So we named Our Lady of the Alleghenies after her. And we are a continuum of care part of Garvey Manor, and the types of services we provide here in Our Lady are personal care and independent living. It's a nice continuum of care for people to begin or maybe recuperate in the nursing home and then be able to come into the personal care setting. So come on, I'll show you around. A lot of our residents will come into the facility because it is such a nice way to continue their independence. And that is our main goal, to maintain as much of their independence as possible. We do that through providing supportive services, such as activities, not only to meet their physical needs, but their emotional, mental, and spiritual needs. And we do that in a home-like environment as much as possible. So we'll be able to show you some of the units that we have available. What you're looking at now is our great room, and the great room is used for activities as a large family room for the residents. And the kitchenette area also provides a home-like opportunity for them to cook, either through activities or independently. We also have refreshments available 24 hours a day, where they can help themselves to ice cream, cereal, beverages, and of course we always have coffee on. The nice setting that Isabel has is a one-bedroom efficiency apartment. In the entryway, we have a kitchenette area. The intent is for them to be able to have refreshments or snacks, maybe breakfast in their room, but we really want to encourage them to come out of their room for activities or meals. In the one bedroom, they have a nice living area, and all of our units have computer and cable access. And we do encourage them to make it as home-like as possible, so they bring furnishings from home, but we also are able to furnish if they would choose to. The nice situation that Isabel is in is this gave her the opportunity to live in an environment where she's very close to her husband, who resides in the nursing home. And of interest, her sister was one of our first residents here at Our Lady of the Alleghenies residence. So we've known Isabel for 13, 14 years. We've come down to Loretto Terrace, and on Loretto Terrace, it is a smaller unit with the intent for those that require a little bit more assistance with memory or supportive services with dressing, bathing, reside on this unit where the staffing is a little higher. And part of the services we provide include pastoral visits with our sisters and with Abby, our working dog, who shares ministry and lots of hugs and kisses.
This concludes our tour of Garvey Manor and Our Lady of the Alleghenies residence. I hope you've enjoyed the opportunity to see our facility and to see Catholic healthcare in action. Being able to participate in the healing ministry of Jesus Christ is an honor and a privilege. The elderly deserve the highest quality of care that can be given to them, and we're proud to say that at Garvey Manor we're doing that to the best of our ability, striving for excellence in all that we do. Thank you, and God bless you.